And out here getting loose, guys going through some drills. We're almost at game time, folks. Thank you for tuning into this Sunday afternoon 2K Sports edition of the NBA. Kevin Harlan here, joined by our analysts Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. Plus, reporting from the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Naz Reid.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
Here are the five for the Clippers. We'll see Powell and Leonard play in the forward spots. Chris Dunn is out there with Harden, and it's Zubac in at center. And for the Timberwolves, Edwards on the wing. He's joined by McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle, and it's Conley in at the point guard. So the Timberwolves will get the first possession. You know, Doris, with all the fanfare of opening night, it must be tough for the players to keep their focus.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a ton of excitement because you've put the offseason to use trying to improve your skill as a player, but you love the game of basketball. It's hard not to get amped up. You know, it's just the mature players who are able to channel that in the right direction.
For three, Edwards. A three-pointer is right on target.
This guy is constantly refining his game, and Anthony Edwards is dangerous from three.
Harden, he doesn't hit that one. Good work defensively by Conley. It's Randle with the drive, and then Randle slams it in.
Wow, Julius Randle with a little flavor on the finish.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Harden surveying the D. No good on the triple. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Has to Gobert. Fires it up, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, how about that beautiful touch from inside? Rudy Gobert feeling like he could shoot over anyone.
And the basket by Harden.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And as James Harden enters his mid-30s, Doris, he's still able to put his fingerprints all over a game.
It's so true, Kevin. Rumors of his supposed demise have been greatly exaggerated. This guy's able to create shots for himself and his teammates at an elite level.
Here's Leonard after the basket by Minnesota.
How about the timing? The rejection by Julius Randle. Read that one beautifully.
Drains it from beyond the arc. Leonard's got 5 now.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
We're real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now here's Harden. Over Conley. Harden, no good.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Harden the pass to Leonard. Powell against McDaniel. They get it back. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
You love to see Zubac get after it on the window. Use that size and strength.
Conley kicks to Edwards. Takes the 3. Rebound by the Clippers. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, GA?
I had a chance to catch up with Chris Finch. Well, he's worried about a number of issues, and front of the center, James Harden. He said James will dissect you. It's hard to speed him up and hard to slow him down. He's their catalyst. But he thinks if they do a good job on Harden, they have a good shot at winning. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. Free throw drops for Harden. Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player. I am the system.
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that, but Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
And so Chris Finch calls for the timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Fifth best, Kawhi Leonard.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
Minnesota's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Out left of the wing. Here's Reed. Sinks the three-pointer.
Yeah, Naz Reid aware that ball hits my hands, I've got to be ready to rise and fire.
Harden against DiVincenzo. Harden gets the bucket.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Here's Edwards. And again, it's Minnesota.
And he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Harden the pass to Jones. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And it's Leonard missing. Timberwolves leading by 5. A 3 for DiVincenzo. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
Harden the pass to Leonard. Now here's Zubac. Defended by Gobert. From 11 feet away. Hits some rim on the way in. And the bucket's good. Harden's got 9 points.
We know this about James Harden. If you want to force him to that in-between game, he is more than happy and content to take mid-range jumpers.
Edwards. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. 9 points for Anthony Edwards.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now here's Jones. Scoreless thus far. And that one's good. Leonard.
Well, the mid-range is certainly the area that he is most comfortable. Kawhi Leonard, that's where he started, folks.
Here's Alexander Walker. Lays it up off the glass.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Clippers trail by 8. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Harden against DiVincenzo. Harden, no good.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Here's Leonard. Oh!
Well, don't let Kawhi's quiet demeanor fool you. This guy has athleticism and explosiveness. How about that in style?
Gobert with a screen on Harden. DiVincenzo passes to Gobert.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
And so it's Minnesota going into the break with a 10-point lead. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, what's your take so far in the Timberwolves?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
And so it's Bogdanovich who brings up the ball for the Clippers, trailing by 10. Greg, looking back to last season, the Clippers had one red-hot stretch.
That's right. They went on a 26-5 run between December and February. It finally showed how dangerous. That team could be when healthy.
Nice read out there with Randall. Then there's Anthony Edwards. And it's Conley, and it's DiVincenzo in at the two-guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Three-pointer, Randall. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers trail by 13. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
A nice shot by Simmons.
Boy, Ben Simmons, because of his size, inside, he is a dangerous force.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Edwards passes to Randall. Here's DiVincenzo. Here's Reed. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And Tyronn Lue calls timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Daniels is checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Clippers. Chris Dunn comes in for Ben Simmons. Here's Dunn, still without a basket. And a big part of perimeter defense, Greg, avoiding screens. What are some of the tricks of the trade in that regard?
Well, sometimes you have to get skinny. I mean, other times it's using your strength. A lot goes into it. Also, getting the fadeds for the screening. It's one of the more challenging aspects of NBA defense.
Leonard, the pass to Dunn. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Now McDaniels. Randall right side. From past the arc. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc. A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Edwards can't hit. So for the Timberwolves, their last game a win against the Warriors. Bogdanovich passes to Leonard. Now Zubac. Here's Jones. And it's Jones finishing it off.
Well, this is Zubac. He's such a team-first guy. You find an open teammate, put the ball where it needs to be.
And talk about victors and guys who play to their strengths. What about Zubac? He does a great job.
He does, Kevin. A 7-footer who wants to play like a 7-footer. He's an outstanding rebounder. He doesn't need the ball offensively. You know he's going to show up and give you great effort every night. You've got to keep the defense on their heels, and Kawhi consistently able to make pull-up jump shots. Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
Outside, Bogdanovich. Jones kicks to Leonard. There's the 3. And rebounded by McDaniels.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Randall from outside, and another three for Minnesota.
Well, the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Outside Leonard. Outside Jones. Pass to Dunn. The three. That's in. Coming off an assist from Jones. That's 7 points for Chris Dunn.
Well, you like that he shakes off that rocky first period and knocks down a shot. Nice.
Reed. And another three for Minnesota.
Pressure on the defense. That's two from downtown this period.
And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations.
Attention fans, now on the court is your hype squad. Get loud and let them hear it. Come on, and crazy.
Rudy Gobert, who's signed in for the Timberwolves. The Clippers also making some changes. Powell comes in for Derek Jones. And James Harden subbed in for Bogdanovich. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Clippers. Tries the spin move. And it's blocked by Conley.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
Their defense has been so aggressive right out of the gate, wasting no time shutting shooters down here with authority.
And boy, have they started out quick, running the floor, taking advantage of their speed.
Randall passes to Gobert. And Gobert throws it down.
Boy, that's a dunk we'll see for a while. Rudy Gobert, a little sauce on that one.
Here's Dunn. 7 points in the game. With some arc, and the layup is good. Dunn's got 9.
Boy, every time he goes up now, it just looks like the shot's going in. He's perfect from the field in this quarter.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. It's good.
Fear has never been a problem for Mike Conley if he's near the cup. Nice finish inside.
Powell against McDaniel. And McDaniels with the block. Here is Edwards. 17 points in the game. Drills it from outside. Edwards got 20 points.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Timberwolves. His production has been flowing as he's tallied 20 points and looks to be planning for more. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome, everybody. Let's get right to it. It's been nothing short of a tremendous challenge for the Los Angeles Clippers.
I think it's funny watching these guys play defense. This is a circus, and they're getting clowned.
Giving up too many easy looks for sure, but who knows? Maybe after intermission, they'll bring out the Tigers. Rawr. Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule.
Taking a look at the Clippers, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have subtle changes. Everything in preparation for this moment.
And that'll do it for halftime. we send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You know, Greg, when you look at the Timberwolves' history, the first round had been a problem for them. But not last year, as they swept the Phoenix Suns.
And you got to look at it as being a tremendous success, right? Because going into the season, I don't know that anyone thought they would have made it to the conference finals. But, boy, that young group gelled well together, and the sky's the limit for the future.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. We'll see Powell and Leonard play in the forward spots. Harden out there with Chris Dunn. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And finished off by Gobert.
How quickly does Rudy Gobert move off the screen? His mobility makes him a tough cover in the pick and roll.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. Spins. Dunn kicks to Harden. Launches it. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
All right, coming off the court. Come on and get down for your Timberwolves Lakers game.
A chance here to see the numbers for Anthony Edwards. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 26 points per game, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it, to me, is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Pass to Powell. Back to Harden. Jacks up a three, and Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Alexander Walker's checked in. Randall down low. He's covered by Leonard. Here's Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
Over the course of his career, Rudy Gobert has become so much better finishing inside.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. And those advanced numbers, Doris, they show Rudy Gobert is historically great.
Kevin, I love that you are an analytics lover, but for me, it's about the eye test. Rudy Gobert has won the Defensive Player of the Year on more than one occasion. He's played on winning teams, and he's been an integral part of their success. He is one of the all-time great defenders we've seen.
Outside Leonard. Three-pointer. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists in the game. Over to the left wing. And it's done penetrating. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
And slam dunk by Gobert.
And vertical threat that is Rudy Gobert. What a ferocious finish at the rim.
Alexander Walker.
Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Dunn outside. Harden sets the pick for Dunn. The three-pointer no good.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And here's Conley outside. The Clippers grab the miss. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Harden wide open. He shoots. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Well, if it's James Harden taking the mid-range, I'm fine with it. This guy is a 3-level scorer par excellence.
McDaniels. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. McDaniels got 7 points in the game. Here's Harden. Rebound by Alexander Walker.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Randall from outside. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
The guys, over the years, we've seen Randall become a much more aggressive scorer. You love his tenacity.
Leonard with no one around. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Stolen by Michael Conley. Knocked loose and stolen by Dunn. Here's the teardrop, and he makes that one. 16 points for him.
Yeah, all the credit to Dunn, just turning on the Jets to beat everyone down the floor in transition.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And it's Harden with the ball for the Clippers. And that one's good, Leonard.
And not relying at all on the 3-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Here's Conley. Takes it off the glass.
Well, Mike Conley has mastered pick-and-roll play and does such a good job making the right decisions.
LA's gone 3 of 7 from 3-point range here in quarter number 3. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And there's the call on Nickeil Alexander Walker. That is his first foul of the game. And it's a completely new lineup for Minnesota. And then for Los Angeles, Jones checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Bogdan Bogdanovic comes in for Powell. And it's Ben Simmons in for Dunn. The 3 from Bogdanovic. Dillingham with the rebound. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Nailed from 3-point land. DiVincenzo's got 9.
I love the efficiency he's playing with tonight. Not scoring as much as usual, but he's been effective and they're winning.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We come back right after this. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Bones Hyland is out there with Dillingham. And it's Minot in at the 4 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Dillingham with the bucket. And Los Angeles guys shooting 52% from the 4. Nice work so far from them. Dunn, the bounce pass. Here's Leonard. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Here's Highland. Good on the triple. Highland's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Here's Jones. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
To the inside. And that one's good by Clark. Clark's got his first points in this one.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Pass to Leonard. Takes a three. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Here's Minot. Over Leonard. Minot can't get it to go.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
And stolen by Dillingham. This one for three. Minot. Good. Minot's got himself on the board with three there.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
High arcing shot in deep. Dunn drops it in.
That's unblockable, that floater. One of the many shots in Dunn's arsenal.
Pass to Garza. Over Simmons. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Simmons slams it in.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Highland with it. Pass to Dillingham. From outside the arc. And another three for Minnesota.
Yeah, coming down the stretch, they've become reliant upon their perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight. You love the aggressiveness.
Offensive rebound. A three from Bogdanovich. No good that time. For Minnesota, they've gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. And the rejection by Leonard. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Now he's checked in for Los Angeles. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
Well, Simmons has got length, he's got great athleticism, and boy, oh boy, how about the ability to get to the cup?
Here's Edwards, and the layup's good off the glass. Edwards got 24 points.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Simmons, a screen on Ingles. The shot by Powell, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Beyond the arc. Powell pulls it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Pass to Simmons. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Now, when you talk about the NBA going global, the last 6 MVPs, Doris, as you know, all international players.
Kevin, what I love about this is the NBA wants the best players, regardless of where they come from. There's a time where American players just dominated that award for years and years. The fact of the matter is, it's good for the game to get the baddest, best players in the world, and we've done that.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Timberwolves.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And he'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And their dominance continues, guys, as they sweep the season series 4-0.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Anthony Edwards.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Anthony Edwards.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. "56 seconds left in the game. Shots good by Shannon.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question, they've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
And it's Leonard missing.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Reed. And another three for Minnesota.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
Count that bucket.
But Kawhi Leonard right now is cooking, folks. This guy has got a rhythm, and you better watch out.
Pass to Highland. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
At the line for Minnesota, Highland.
Take a break. Take a break.
2 shots.
2 shots.
A free throw drops for Highland. And so he hits both. 19 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And here's Harden for 3. That one doesn't drop. Here's Shannon. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Chris Dunn picks one up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
For Minnesota, Shannon. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kevin, with Julius Randle. And Julius, you get it done at multiple ends. Where has your focus been in terms of approach?
Just taking what the defense gives him. I'm a lot more patient, let the game come to me. Don't really try to force things as much. You know, sometimes I get out of character, but just try my hardest to let the game come to me the most.
Well, you were a big part of the win tonight, Julius. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.